wild people, fanned tigers. In 1630, rich lords planted drain fence, changed swamp into grazing land.
My name is Vinny Oliveri. I am the head of design at UC Irvine in California, and I'm one of the two co-directors for the USITT Student SoundLab project. And what this project has been, we've had students from across the country have been working since October on a section of the play Fenn by Carol Churchill, and we asked 6 of those students to then come into the SoundLab here at USITT in Salt Lake City and turn their work that they had done on QLab into a larger scale piece within the SoundLab. Jim Van Bergen, who's a sound designer based in New York, works a lot on Broadway, designed this system for us. He's got a large system of speakers in front, some that you can see along, and then there are front rows along the front of the stage, and there's a handful of speakers upstage against what would be the upstage wall. There's also a configuration of surround speakers that are up here hanging from the truss. And then a system of rear speakers in the back. We have 3 different loudspeaker manufacturers who have all contributed product to make the SoundLab come to life. So we want to thank Meyer Sound, D&B, and L-Acoustics for the generosity. So on the playback side, the home base is a laptop, or sorry, not a laptop, it's a Macintosh tower that's running QLab Pro Audio, and that all the content is streaming off of the computer via UBMADI going into this Digico SD10, and it's outputting of the Digico into a Meyer Sound Dimitri system, and then from the Dimitri system the sound is being delivered to the loudspeakers.
So you just spent an hour on a QLab station working with Jason and programming up a surround sound on that. What was that like? Had you ever worked in surround before, and what was that like in the room and working with the software and everything?
Yeah, I've never worked with surround before at all. So that was it was exciting. I was trying to just play with it a little and see what different things would do, because I didn't have as much of an idea of I had a vague idea of what I'd want it and what I thought it would be like, but I wasn't completely sure.
What was that like? So you were here, you had an hour to do it, and you had a bunch of people around you talking and having other conversations. So how was that? Was it easy to get dialed in and focus on what you were doing, and what was that like working with the sound around you and having to concentrate on all that and the time pressure?
Honestly, it's a lot like a normal tech week, so that wasn't, I didn't really notice the people around that much.
Fantastic. What was it like working with Jason?
It's really amazing. I haven't really had a sound mentor at all before.
You don't have to be nice just because I'm here.
Oh, no, you're great though. Yeah, it's cool. I wasn't really like seriously thinking about what I was going to do after undergrad either, like before I met him, and he encouraged me to actually think about it, which was great, and I have like much more of a plan now, and it's
fantastic. Jason, what was it like being a mentor in this, and how did you help guide Alicia through this all? And what was it?
Being a mentor in all this was really interesting. I found that as I got to know Alicia and as I looked through the work that she was doing and tried to help kind of guide where she was going, that her process and her pre-work building up to the design concept was really good, and that her design instincts were really sharp. So there wasn't a whole lot for me to do on that end. I think where I was able to really help was because I had worked in multi-channel environments before, helping ask questions that would lead her to think about how to use the environment fully and where the sound could go and how it might be able to move around the space rather than sit in a static location in a loudspeaker. Is probably, I would think, where I was able to really offer the most insight. But the artistic side of the design itself and the content creation and where the design should go and why it should happen the way that it happens, I found her instincts to be really good and really spot on.
I want to thank 2 companies. I want to thank Sam French, who licensed Carol Churchill's Fenn to us for this project, and I want to thank Figure 53, who provided temporary QLab licenses to all of the students working on the final project, so that they could do a lot of preparatory work before coming into the SoundLab here for their final
USITT
installation.
Tokyo Company welcomes you to the FEN,